Hi! Come on in. Welcome, 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 my loves. This is Irresistible AF. Welcome, welcome. As you're coming on, say hi, whether you're watching live or the replay. Comment below and let me know where you are watching from. In my world, I have clients from over 32 countries in this beautiful world. And I want to know where you're coming from. Let me know if you're coming from a city, a country. Let me know where you're joining in from. Get in the zone, get in the vibes. Hey, come on. Oh, just take a deep breath in and release. One more, inhale and release. Yes. Woo. All right, let me just wind down this music. Listen, let me share this out. Actually, I'm going to share this out to my groups because I want to make sure that the hotties are not missing out on this. And let me pop open my Facebook because I don't want to miss any comments as you guys are coming on. So let me just share this out to my groups. As you're coming in again, let me know if you are new to me and this is your first time watching me. I want you to drop some purple heart emojis. If you are an OG and you've been in my world, you're part of the hot squad, then I want you to drop a fire emoji. Drop some fire emojis. Let me see where you are. So where you're from, purple emojis if you're a newbie, and fire emojis if you are a hot squad hottie, okay? While I share this out too with the Facebook groups. Right, so you share it to this group. Right? Oh, yes, so juicy. All right, so today is day one of the Irresistible AF free three-part masterclass. Now, I have, for those of you who don't know who I am, let me just send it one last time, post it to another group, and wind down the music. Oh, so good. Oh, hello, my love. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, I am Chanel Stewart, and I am the founder and creator of the Rich Babe Society. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for 11 years, and I've worked with hundreds of women in 28 industries, over 28 industries and counting, because more industries are being added every day. And I have helped my clients to create consistent, multiple 6 and 7 and multiple 7-figure businesses, doing it from their soul. You know, for me, for those of you who don't know my story, back in 2017, I was a marketing strategist and all that stuff, and I was doing all the things that the bro marketers said you need to do. I had all the strategy, I knew the strategy, and I would teach the strategy and all that stuff, but I was burnt out because I was doing it based on what they told me I had to do. I was doing it based on posting a certain way, posting a certain type of way, in fact, talking about certain types of topics, because my mentors would say, I had a coach that would say, oh, people don't buy that. You know, and maybe sometimes you look at the thing you really want to do and you think, like, people don't know me for that. Like, people know me for this other thing. And I was good at business, and I was good at helping people, because my clients would come to me for business, but I would be doing the deep inner healing work with them, and I would be transforming their lives. But here I was overworking. I was doing maybe 100 hours a week, 100 hours, I feel like 100 hours a day, but 100 hours a week. I had everything. I would do a masterclass on Motivation Mondays. I would do Quick Tip Tuesday, training workshop Wednesday, training Thursday. I was always showing up and doing the most. And here's the thing, as a person, I have a very magnetic aura. You can feel my aura. right? And I'm going to teach you how to activate your version of this. But I was doing so much because internally the self-concept was, I have to work hard. For some people, they may feel that way because maybe you come from a family where your family members had to work hard. For me, growing up with my mom, she passed away when I was 15, and my dad was a single parent. He was a very hardworking teacher, but he was not earning a lot. Teachers I'm from Jamaica originally. I'm actually in Jamaica right now, and I'm based between London and Jamaica, well, the UK and Jamaica. And during that time, I watched my dad hate his job, but he couldn't leave the job because he had to take care of kids with a single parent. And so as a firstborn, I immediately started to assume the role of like second parent. You know, my mom died, so I'm like, I'm now the second parent. And I helped raise my sister. She was 8 when her mom passed away, and I was 15, and I helped to raise her. Literally had a call with her right before coming on here just to like be there for my sister. We're best friends, really. And growing up, I was the one that was holding down the fort emotionally, always the go-getter, the overachiever, you know, the kind of person who would get the scholarship. So I got a full scholarship for undergrad, graduated first class honors, top of my class, got a scholarship from the Canadian government to study in Canada for a year, went to Europe, lived in 8 countries. The European Union gave me another scholarship for my multiple master's degrees. So I was the typical overachiever, right? I had 4 jobs in university. I worked at a law firm. I worked at a marketing firm. I worked as a security guard. I did so many different things. And I was this overachiever, and I was working so hard. And every time I would be successful, it came from this paradigm of you have to work hard. I grew up in a family where my grandpa was one of the top-notch carpenters. He would build people's houses, and he would build houses for people, and then they wouldn't pay him. So he would come home at the end of the week, and my grandma would say, "Where's the money for food?" There is none. He wouldn't get paid. So I also came from a blueprint of struggle, right? And my grandma was kind of the same because she was very religious, and so she would raise these chickens, and she'd supply people to their restaurants with these chickens. Organic, natural, homegrown, like, you know, all these things. And she would raise these chickens, and then people would take her chickens on credit and then not pay her. And she would give them more chickens the next time around, and like, you know, because she's like, oh, but you know, she has to be nice to people. So I'm explaining all of this to you because I want you to understand the blueprint of where my family's coming from. The blueprint of struggle, the blueprint of you work hard, you do put in the effort, you put in the same amount of effort as everybody else, but you don't get the same results. And I'm sharing this with you because whether you are having the same kind of experience or you're from a similar kind of background, I want you to understand that that is not your actual divine birthright. That is not who you are. That is not what is meant to happen for you. You are actually meant to be very rich, and I say that unapologetically. You are meant to be wealthy, and you're meant to do it from pleasure and ease. And the reason I want you to understand this is because if you think about when creation was made, it was let there be, and there was a whole universe rearranged with animals and plants and all these things from the utterance of a word, and you are made in the image and likeness of the utterance of that word. You are the breath of God walking around in human form. That is the ethos of everything I believe. Marlon's here, Christina's here, hi hotties. So I'm just warming you guys up, giving you guys the introduction here. So that's the story of where my background came from and where my family situation was. And living in, if you don't consciously choose to change your paradigm of your parents and of your lineage, you are going to continue to recreate it. And so this is the Irresistible AF Masterclass, and over the next 3 days, I am going to turn you into the most magnetic force on the planet for your soul-aligned work, so you make the money you want to make in the way you want to make it, for the things you want to talk about, and helping the people you want to help completely unapologetically. We're going to help you to become fully turned on, or start the process, because I actually have my programs that I'll talk about as well at the end of this, where we help you to become fully turned on, activated as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, where you're making money. It's not going to be about burning out. It's not going to be about stressing yourself and overworking. And we are going to take your naturally overachieving capacity, and we're going to skyrocket you. All right. So before we dive into the juice, this is just a warm up. I'll say again for those of you who are hopping on, if you are a new person to me, if you're new here, drop me a purple emoji so I know who you are. Let me know where you're joining in from. And also, if you're an OG hottie in my hot squad, then I want you to drop me some fire emojis in the comments. That's what I want to see. So this way I can know who's new, who's been around, who's, we can see all that stuff, right? That's the second thing. Now, also for this masterclass, I am going to be giving away a Rich Babe swag bag. Now, inside this swag bag, like my assistant, she drafted up, because for those of you who don't know, I have a full-time in-person assistant. Yes, like next level shit, okay, next level shit. Anyway, so we drafted up some merch. So we're gonna have like a hoodie, hats. I think there's a notebook in there. The design may vary, but we're giving, oh yes, OG Hot Squad in the house, love it. So we are gonna be giving away this swag bag. All you have to do is share this. So right now you're watching this. If you watch the beginning of this, you're joining in. Share this on your account. Share it. If you're gonna be watching on Instagram, let's say you're watching, you can take a video of me, share it to your Instagram, tag me at Sincerely Chanel. And every time you share, you get entered to win. So you can share multiple times. The draw is gonna be happening next week and the first week of April. So we're giving everybody a chance to come in, share, watch the replay, all that stuff. So, but the replays, by the way, will be taken down afterwards, because Facebook, they have this thing now where they take live streams down. So you want to make sure you watch this as soon as it comes out. Also because it's going to change your life. So like, why would you wait for your transformation? You don't want to do that, right? So share this. If you're watching live now, share this, because when you share, you get entered to win, number one. And number two, you never know which one of your family members or friends or people in your life need to hear this. You don't know, and sometimes you feel that nudge of like, so go ahead and share. And if you share on Facebook, just comment and say shared in the live stream or in the replay, so that I'll know that you shared and I can add your name to the draw. I don't want to miss you, so make sure that you comment and say I shared on IG. Well, if you share on IG, you'll tag me, I'll see it. But if you share on Facebook, just comment and say I shared, so that I'll know that you shared and I can add you to the draw. Okay? So welcome to this masterclass. For today on day one, we're going to be looking at the 3 different realms of magnetism. We're going to be looking at the 3 different realms of magnetism for entrepreneurs, and not just any entrepreneur, but spiritual, feminine entrepreneurs who are desiring to skyrocket, who want to have the consistent 10, consistent 20K, who want to then skyrocket beyond and go to the 50K, the 80K months, 6-figure months, 7-figure businesses. This is what this is the thing that my clients do. So I can boldly talk about this. Not only have I done this kind of stuff, but my clients do this, and they do it from soul. They're not burning out. They're not overworking, and they're not overlooked. They're not overlooked. Because sometimes you show up and you post and you share, but you are overlooked. And I'm going to tell you why, and we're going to fix it. So the first thing, and maybe have your notebooks out. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this and you did not sign up using the link, you need to sign up using the link. Here's why. Only people who use the link get the free workbook. There's a workbook with this. A workbook and free goodies like little wallpapers for your phone and all these kind of cute thingies that you get just for being a part of this. But you have to sign up with the link. If you're not signing up using the link, you're not going to get those. And only the people who sign up with the link get lifetime access to the replays as well. Just saying. So let me drop the link for you in the comments, because I don't want you to miss that either. Just doing a little bit of housekeeping, okay guys? You gotta do the housekeeping so that the people who are new know what's popping. You OG hotties know what's popping anyway. Here's the link if you didn't sign up with the link and want the goodies, the free extra goodies, I should say. All right, there we go. Yay, perfect. Christina said she's claiming being the lucky one. Listen, somebody has to win, so you never know. And the more you share, the more you put it out there, the more people are able to, the more entries you get, I should say. So, the 3 realms, there are 3 different realms of being irresistible as an entrepreneur. Now, I've run a business, successful, multiple 6-figure business, and I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs create the same for over a decade. Before I even did this, I used to do marketing for companies like Huggies Diapers and Carlo Rossi Wines and Bailey's Irish Cream, okay? So I know what I'm talking about. But I'm also a woman, and I know what it is to have been burnt out. In 2017, I was burnt out. I was working sometimes 100 hours a week, and I was only making 10K a month. Like, come on. There were people who were doing barely any things, and they were making 30K months, 50K months, and there I was bending my back, bending over backwards, putting in the most effort. Like 2 a.m. I was answering client messages, and my income was capped. I couldn't pass the 10K mark. I hit a 16K launch and then went back down. Couldn't sustain more than that. And when I'm gonna tell you what I changed, and what I changed is what helped me to have 17K come in 5 days. Working 4 hours a day, 16 hours a week. I think at the time I was only working like 3 days a week, so probably like 10 hours a week or something like that. And I was doing 17K in 5 days. I was doing 60K months. 60K months working 10 hours a week. And I was not teaching things I didn't like. I was teaching things from my soul. I was using my intuitive gifts. I was using my spiritual gifts. You know, you have spiritual gifts where you can see things for people, you know things for people. For some of you, you know that you have these gifts, and it's maybe a part of your business and your marketing. But there's a way in which you can use your spiritual gifts to amplify effortlessness in your business. You're trying to do everything in the 3D. So wait, imagine this. Imagine you're Moses. This is literally the analogy I gave my sister this morning. I want to imagine you're Moses. And you are in front of this Red Sea. The Red Sea might be, maybe you want to buy a new house. Maybe the Red Sea is you want a car. Maybe the Red Sea is you want to pay off your debts. Maybe the Red Sea is you want to retire your parents, or you just want to like leave your job. Or maybe you left your job and you want to actually just like be happy as an entrepreneur and have money coming in. There's a Red Sea before you. I want you to imagine for you, whatever your Red Sea is right now. Imagine the Red Sea before you. There's this Red Sea before you, and you have the option to stretch a rod over the water. This is what Moses did. He stretched the rod over the water, and the water parted. The water just parted. That's supernatural right there. That's a supernatural, divine intervention of success for him to get to the other side. Or, tell me, if you take a bucket and you keep scooping and scooping and scooping and scooping. Come on, say it with me. And scooping, and you're scooping. Hi, Alicia. Alicia, welcome. Girl, you are definitely, make sure you definitely watch the first few minutes of this in the replay. But I want you to imagine, this is your Red Sea. The Red Sea is before you. You want to be a 7-figure entrepreneur. You want to be a you want to make a multiple 6-figure business. You want to have a 20K month, a 30K month. Heck, you want to have a 10K month. You want to do something in your business for whatever reason. You want it to be consistent. And this Red Sea is before you, but you're taking a bucket, trying to scoop the water out. Scoop the water out. Scoop the water out. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? When you tap into supernatural principles for success, you stretch the rod over the water. It makes no absolute sense. It makes no sense at all. How is this stick over the water gonna part the Red Sea? But it does every single time. And what happened was, in 2017, when I hit rock bottom, because what happened was I had a failed launch. I ran ads. I hired a professional videographer. I did the photo shoot. I did everything that they tell you to do. I had the perfect funnels. Guys, remember, I was teaching marketing. I was a marketing strategist. I knew how to write hooks. I knew how to make the page convert. I knew how to read the analytics. Which, by the way, that is still important. We will talk about that on day 3. But I was still kept. There was still a glass ceiling in my business. I was not passing 10K months. And I was working crazy. I was working crazy hard. By the way, let me just put my phone on. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Drop me like that you can hear me. Because, you know, people will try to call me at the most random times. Anyway. Right. So supernatural is sexy. Now, I want to say something because we're going to talk about this. We're going to go into all of this today and tomorrow and day 3. You want to watch every single day of this. But when I was efforting, and it doesn't mean that I didn't need to do some of those actions, but when I was efforting, okay, you can hear me, perfect. When I was efforting, putting in all this effort, I was so resentful because I was exhausted. I was pouring from my cup till my cup only had dust left. And that was not my divine identity. That's not breath of God vibes. Remember, we are the breath of God walking around in human form. And if you don't know what reference that comes from, I always say this, it's because, and God blew the breath of life into you and you became a living soul. So your soul is literally a breath of God walking around you are the breath of God walking around in human form. But here you are trying to play in the 3D only. The 3D is important. We will talk about the 3D on day 3. But you're trying to play in the 3D only, not recognizing that you are more than just a physical being. You are a supernatural, spiritual being, and there are things that you are called to do, and when you follow them in alignment, the Red Sea parts. Now just think about Brother Moses for a moment. He has this big rebellious tribe of people behind him, people chasing them, a Red Sea before them, and he hears, put this stick over the water. Do you know how dumb he must feel? Like, seriously, like broski's like, yo, God, you're taking the piss. Like, God, you're crazy. How can I stick a rod over water to part the Red Sea? Now, when I talk about being irresistible for the context of day 1, I'm talking about being a match for everything you want, actually wanting you more. Being a match for everything that is meant for you, making its way to you now and now and now and now. When you are irresistible, it cannot resist you. The people meant to buy cannot resist you. They're not sitting on links, they are buying. They're not coming to your page, clicking on your links and then going away. They are buying because there's an aligned match and they cannot say no. They literally just cannot say no. There's like a soul contract in place. You're meant to help them. So even if they run away for a while, they come back because this is where they're meant to be. You are the person that God has called to lead them. So I want you to understand this, and I like using metaphors and analogies because you are here trying to scoop the Red Sea with a bucket or with a cup. With a cup! And then you're like, why isn't it working for me? And then you're watching the people over there who are going across on their boats and you're like, oh my God, look at so-and-so. And God is like, baby girl, just stretch the rod. But you're disobedient. Disobedient. You have been called to do. Listen, let me tell you something. I prayed before I came on here. So if I'm snatching your edges, don't take it up. Take it up with the divine. Take it up with God. Don't blame me, baby girl. I'm just here. I'm just the messenger. Okay? You're disobedient. You know you're called to make certain leaps. And sometimes a leap can be investing in a mentor. A leap can be selling a specific offer, can be raising your prices, but you're so caught up in the past of what's not working that you don't realize the promise that is in front of you, that you're meant to take territory. So, number 1, intuition is the highest level of magnetism. Write that down. Intuition is the highest level of magnetism. And by the way, again, share this live stream. Share this live stream, share this masterclass. When you share, you get entered to win. And if you are registered, but you've not registered with the link, I put the link in the comments. Register with the link so you can get the bonus workbook, quote graphics, and also like a screensaver for your phone, different juicy goodies, and lifetime access to the replay. Only if you're with the link do you get those things. Okay? So intuition is the first realm. Remember I told you there are 3 different realms you're looking at. 3. Intuition, that is the realm of what they call the quantum, what we call the supernatural, what we call the spirit realm. That is the realm of intuition. Intuition is to be taught from within, but remember, you are the breath of God walking around in human form. Your soul is the breath of God. So when you're following intuition, you're actually following your divinely led actions. I haven't done a masterclass. This is my second masterclass since 2023. This is a divinely downloaded thing. God heard your lamentations, your prayers, your desires, your yearning, and He sent me to come do this masterclass. I'm obedient. I'm telling you, I was like, am I going to do this masterclass? Should I do this masterclass? Do the masterclass. Here I am. Obedience. I don't need to know what the ripple effect is going to be. Intuition is the first step in. So type that in the comments, because sometimes when we type it, it locks it in for us. Intuition is the first realm of magnetism. Intuition transcends time, it transcends space, it transcends resources, it transcends fears. It is because God is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, knows all powerful, is everywhere. Intuition, your intuitive gifts are connected to every single person who is your next client, your next sale, the person who is your next buyer. Your intuition, the soul, aka the breath of God that is in you, is connected to the exact same breath that is in them. So when you hear this thing, guess what? That is what connects you to them. I don't need to know why I had to use the word irresistible AF. I don't care. I'm obedient. And by the way, I'm obedient because I've been disobedient and I did not like the result. Okay? Just being honest. I've been disobedient and I paid the price. Okay? So obedience leads to overflow. I have this program called God Wants You Rich. And I actually teach this in there about like all this kind of stuff. So yes, exactly, Christina. Intuition is the highest level of magnetism. It's phase 1. It's the first and foundational level. When I am going to the supermarket, like the other day I had, you may have, if you watch my stories or you are on my page, if you engage with me, you'll see I share my real life, like behind the scenes of my real life, because I believe in having a fully turned on life, a life that is thriving, not just the money part, but every area. And when I posted the other day, I've met Usain Bolt, I've met the former prime minister, like just 3 weeks ago. I was like, over this weekend, I think I shared this in my email list. If you're not on my email list, well, you'll be on my email list once you register. But I was in the house of the 0.001% top family, one of the top families in this country. They like own half the, like, how did I end up in their house on Saturday night? How did I end up in their house on Saturday night? I don't know these people. I do not know these people. One person asked me something intuitively, it was a yes. I followed that. Then after that, I got another invitation. I said yes. Then another invitation. I said yes. And before you know it, I'm playing pool early wee hours of the morning with these people. Same thing happened where I ended up going to this event and meeting you have like Palace Hotels. One of the managers, one of the owner, the actual owner, the person who created it. How did I get here? Intuition. Intuition will open doors that your logic will never be able to fathom. Intuition will open doors in ways that you'll never be able to fathom. I had a client of mine that just jumped into my fully turned on power mind. And literally, she was gonna buy something else and she was sitting on the link. She wasn't signing up. Like she has the page open. She's telling me this. She had the page open. She wasn't signing up. And something just said, invite her to the power mind. Like invite her to go bigger. She signs up last night. She's in for my power mind. If you don't know what my power mind is, it's my high level mastermind. We have a retreat here in Jamaica. We have a masterminding day in Miami. And it's for those of you who actually want to go to like multiple 6 and 7 figures. That's really who it's for. She signs up. Logic would say, no, wait, just talk to her about the thing she's sitting on. No. Intuition said, invite her to buy the thing that's way more, and then she buys it. Why? Intuition. And you know what was funny? Her intuition also led her to buying it because she felt like this is the next step for her. She's also following her intuition. People aren't buying from you because you're disobedient. You're not acting in, because here's the thing, your intuition is not going to guide you to small-minded things. It's going to guide you to things that scare you. It's going to guide you to things that don't make sense. It's going to guide you to things that make you look embarrassing, like cringe. You care too much what people think. And here's how you fix this. You activate and amplify your intuition by doing the real inner healing. And this is day one. The real inner healing. The more you care about what other people think, the more you block your blessings. And I'm not talking about the conscious, because you might be like, oh, I don't care. Then why aren't you raising your prices? Then why aren't you talking about the thing from the rooftop? Why is it that you care? Okay, just because 2 people liked your post, now you're going to delete it? Because 2 people liked your post, you stop posting? Are you here? Do you get what I'm saying? You have, all of us want to be loved. We all do. But that boldness and that bravery to walk in faith with what you're led, even though it's ridiculous, is what changes the game. Seeing in the realms unseen what is, not what it appears to be. That's the aligned action of yes, following the nudges and the clues. Exactly. There's no lack in the divine mind. There's no lack in the divine mind. There is no lack in the divine mind. There's a scripture verse that says, ask and it is given. Ask and it shall be given. You're like, you've been talking about this 10K month and this 20K month for years. It has already been given. But you're letting your mind, the mind viruses. You are the catalyst for me being unapologetic in my post. You're so welcome. And there's even more. There's even more to come. There's even more to come. So here's the thing. These stories, though they came from childhood, whether it's a trauma, and maybe you've done mindset work, and maybe you've done journaling, and maybe you've done all the mindset work, and you've done the journaling, you've done all these things, but you're still kept. It's because you store these things in your physical body. So the quickest way to shift and amplify your intuition is to alchemize the body, doing the somatic work. For years, I taught the mindset, and the mindset works. The mindset will get you moving forward in action, in the motivation, but it will not sustain you. This is why you glimpse. This is why you will have the win. It will be working, but then you drop it. Because your capacity to hold what you're asking for does not take place in the mind only. It is held in the body because it is a 3D concept and your human has to hold it. Your human is where the emotions are. Your human is where, especially for your woman, your hormones are. Your human is where the mind even dwells within the human. And your human is where the actions are taken. Your human is who interacts with your family members who gave you the paradigm in the first place. So if you do not alchemize it in your physical body, this is why it does not go away completely. And this is why you do not actually sustain the transformation. Let me know, anybody here, if you've ever glimpsed it, meaning like you set the manifestation, you're like, this is what I'm gonna do, and then it starts to work, but then it drops. Put up, just heart up this live stream. Because I know some of you are like, you know, being shy. Even just the fact that like you're here and you're watching, but you're not letting yourself like fully actively participate. Where's that coming from? What's the story behind that? It is like, oh my God, I don't want people to know that I'm navigating this. You care what people think. Perception management. rather than being boldly, unapologetically you and letting the things that are in the way move and clear. Kiana is here, yes, right? We've all had that. We've all had that kind of thing happen. Christina, yes, the heart, love this, yes. We've all had that. Where we taste it, it's like, oh my God, I just had the biggest, and then it falls back down. And then oh my God, it's working, and then it falls back down. It's because the capacity is held in your physical body. It's held here in your body, right, Alicia? Yes, we've all been there. It's held in the physical body. And this is why, this is one of the biggest things that changed the game for me. So yesterday with my clients, I did a somatic practice with them, like a bonus inside of my boot camp, aka my Rich Babe MBA, which I will talk about at the end of this video for those of you who want to be a part of that. But in that, I was talking to them about how we store survival in our womb space and in our pelvic area. And how when we activate that area, we release the scarcity, we release the survival. I give them like a whole 15-minute thing, training, activation thing. But then we also activate pleasure, because that's the same place that creates life. That's the same place that creates other kinds of juiciness, right? Overflow, gushing, right? So when we activate from that area, we expand our capacity to hold pleasure. It's not just a mind thing. Your mind will always quit on you before your body does. Listen. I need you to listen to me. Your body is more capable and your mind will take you out of the game. So you have to expand your body. Let your body be the thing that leads, because then when your mind recognizes, oh, I am safe, it drops the guard and allows you to receive. That's when you hear the intuitive nudge clearer. So when you imagine this, and you guys who are in my world OGs, you know this analogy, so you can walk it through with me with the newbies. But I want you to imagine, we're in this room. I'm talking to you right here. We've got a fire alarm is running over there, which this morning actually did go off, fire alarm. We've got sirens, we've got helicopters, we've got a school next door, kids are making all these noise, and I'm here talking to you, and I'm telling you what to do to have your 20K day today. What to have your 50K month this month. And I'm talking about the same month we're in. I'm not talking the new month coming. I'm talking now. Yeah, so the 5 days left, 3 days left, 4 days left. I'm the intuition telling you how to part the Red Sea by sticking your rod over water, and here you are with your bucket, with the noise. The noise is representative of the one person who didn't buy, the mentor who overlooked you in the program, the client that defaulted on their payment, or the person who they signed up but then they micromanaged you and stressed you the fuck out, and now you don't want to ever do that thing ever again. Which, by the way, it was you didn't have boundaries, but. Anyway, self-concept. When you work on your self-concept, right? So all these noises, when we quiet down the noise, you hear exactly what rod to stretch forward. You hear exactly what to do to part the Red Sea so you can get your promised land. Your mind will quit on you before your body. It does. So let me give you a practical example of this. For those of you who don't know, I run. I'm a runner. I'm a track star, okay? I don't run away when it gets hard anymore, but I used to, okay? But not anymore. And I wake up I'm not part of our run club, and we're very competitive. Like, I'm top girl, by the way, because she's competitive. I'm like, I'm gonna win. I'm like, I'm gonna win. So anyway, I was running, and the track I run on is a 500-meter track. So that means to run a 5K, I need to run 10 laps of this track. I go with the intention to run my 10 laps. I'm at lap 6 and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Maybe I should just stop here. Oh, 6 is good. 6 is good. I'm so proud of me. I did 6. I normally only do 5. 6 is progress. I can stop here. My mind. But then, because I am practiced at not listening to this mind chatter and I understand my soul voice, it's like, bitch, keep going. Like, literally. So I keep going, and I'm at like number 7. I'm like, oh, I can actually do this. Then I'm at number 8. I'm at lap number 9. I'm like, oh my God, 1 lap to go. And I do the 10 laps. Remember, my mind wanted to give up at lap number 6. because it said, I normally do 5 laps. Today I did 6 laps. It's progress. I'm winning. No, you're holding yourself back. You're underestimating your capacity. Where have you ever said like, oh, I'm just gonna, it's fine. I don't have to, and you let your mind, remember, you came here as a blank slate. So your mind has been molded by everybody else's thoughts. Your mind. So unless you are consciously imprinting in your mind the things for what you want, it is going to sabotage you to keep you where you are and where your family and your lineage has been. But guess what? I didn't stop there. After I did 10, I was like, okay, maybe I can do 12. Because now I have not listened to the mind chatter. I shut that shit down. So now I'm acting out of expansion, the expanded mind. And now it's like, okay, maybe I can do 12. So I do one more, and then I do 12. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can do 15. My body is not tired. Guys, I wanted to quit at 6. How am I at 13, 14, 15 laps? And then my mind says, no, we gotta stop. I'm like, no, but I could get to 10K. I could easily do 20 laps. I'm not even tired. I ended up doing 8K. I ended up doing 6 extra laps. 16 laps in total, more than 16 laps in total. The most I'd ever run, when before that I'd only done 5, and I ended up doing 16. That's almost 3 times what I thought my capacity was. Because your body is capable of holding so much more, but we let the mind shut it down because of fear, because, oh, I haven't done it before. So where do you, as I'm talking to you, I want you to reflect, where have you been doing this? And by the way, as I said, share this live stream because when you share, you get entered to win the Rich Babe swag bag. My assistant and I, we designed that. We've got hoodies, hats, notebooks, all these things inside this swag bag. And one lucky person is going to win. And every time you share, you get entered to win. So share multiple times. You can share and tag me on Instagram, Sincerely Chanel, or share on Facebook and just comment and let me know that you shared so that I know to add you to the draw. Can you imagine? Right over the water, Red Sea parts. So your intuition is the first realm of magnetism. To become irresistible AF, meaning they cannot say no. They literally will not say no. There's no realm or possibility where they do not say yes. And that is because when you're following intuition, you're actually being led to the people who are already a yes. Oh my God. Boom. Mic drop moment right there. When you're following intuition, you're being led to people who are already a yes. Your intuition is not guiding you to the person who you now need to go and convince. This is why it's called irresistible. Because you're not trying to coerce people. No, you're not. There's no coercion. You're just actually aligned. And so the people who are already a yes, they've been looking for you. They've been crying to their husband saying like, I wish that I just want to figure out why is it that, and then here you come. Oh, I can help you lose the weight. I can help you, whatever the thing is that you help them to do. Rod over the water, Red Sea parts. Because you're no longer speaking to the people who you need to convince. I'm not here to speak to people who need to be convinced. I'm here to speak to the people who already know that's where they're meant to go. You're here to speak to people who already know that's where they're meant to go. So number 1, when you're disobedient, this is why you don't have it yet. You're trying to scoop buckets of water out of the ocean rather than using the rod to part the Red Sea. Intuition is the first primary foundational realm of magnetism because God can see the people you can't see. God can hear the tears and the prayers and the desires and the yearnings of the people you don't see. God knows that when you say the retreat is in Jamaica and the mastermind is in Miami, God already knows when he gives me that instruction for my power mind, he knows exactly who wants that. That's why she signed up last night. And that's why some of you are also going to be signing up this week and today. I didn't invent those locations. I'm just obedient. when I put that bonus and this bonus, when I put the masterclass at this specific time, I'm following intuition. So when you buy, it's because you were a match already. You were already a match. I am the answer to your prayer. I am the answer to the request. When you become the answer to the request, when you become the answer to the prayer, you don't need to convince or coerce. And you don't need a big audience. You do not need a big audience. You do not need a lot of likes. You don't need any of that. You can have them because they're nice. Why not? But you don't need them. You don't need to try to get them to see the thing and the thing and the thing. So, there's going to be a workbook for today where I'm going to guide you through the process to get clear on what is the thing that's in the way. Like, what is the mind chatter that's in the way for you? What's the mind chatter that's in the way for you? You're going to also get clarity on, like, what is that intuitive thing that you've been sitting on that you've not been doing? Okay? And then you're also inside the workbook, we're going to help you to get clear on, okay, well then, what are you a match for? And who are the people that you're going to be irresistible to? Because tomorrow on day 2, we're going to build on it. But in terms of being able to hold it, we do that in the somatics. And that's not something I'm going to be doing on the masterclass because that's something I do with my clients. So I'm going to take a bit of a time because this is just day 1. This is just the warm up. This is just warm up. It actually gets better and better as we go on over the next few days. This is literally just the warm up. So after this ends, you're going to get an email from me if you've signed up with the link. You're going to get the email with day 1's workbook. This is not just a masterclass where you come and you just hear me talk for 3 hours. I'm not going to do that shit because I don't like listening to long 3 hours. Not that if you're led to do that, you do that, by the way. I'm all for alignment. I'm just not going to do that because I get tired, you see. I'm like, I get thirsty. Anyway, point is, whatever. But I could probably go for 3 hours though, because your body can have more capacity than your mind. Okay, fine, Shani, I see you listening to your own advice. Fair enough. I could totally talk for 3 hours and do great. Fair enough. But we're splitting it into 3 days instead, okay? Okay. Point is, look up for an email in a few, maybe like in an hour or 2 hours after the masterclass ends, where you will get the workbook. Actually take the workbook, look out for it, sit with the workbook, go through. And if you're signing up brand new, you'll get the workbook immediately as you sign up so that you can start the work straight away. Go through day 1's homework because we're going to build on it tomorrow. This is live interactive. We're going to build on it tomorrow. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to say. Now, in terms of somatics, in my world, I have, listen. In my world, we have somatics around the deep inner healing stuff because the truth is your human has to be honored. Those traumas, those fears, they're deep rooted. Some of them are coming from ancestry, like your parents, your grandparents that you're holding on to. Their way and their words and how they've lived. That's something I had to release. In the beginning of this live stream, I told you about how my grandma, how people wouldn't pay her. Or my grandpa, he would work so hard building people's houses and then he would come home with no money for food. And I had to literally go into the somatic work to break off that stuff off of me so that I could expand my capacity to be able to receive payment. I do not work for free. I don't care. I don't work for free. I literally do not work for free. I will have, like, somebody will be on a payment plan. Like, for example, like I had this client of mine once, and this is a real life example. Normally for one-on-ones, I take payment upfront. Like, upfront. But this person, I felt led to give her this payment plan. Like, it was somebody like I could just feel like, okay, she's good, like there's something here. So I gave her a payment plan to split it into 2 payments. So 1 and then 1 in 2 weeks. Her second payment was supposed to come in, delayed, didn't come through. I'm not coaching without a payment made. And I did that lovingly, but it was just a boundary. And her payment came in after, and then we were able to coach. And she actually did crazy stuff, by the way. She literally almost doubled her income in the container, like healed and like stuff around her body, and her relationship with her husband got spicy. had like 13 people sign up from 2 posts. Crazy epic things happened for her. But I knew that I had that boundary and I held that boundary. So with the somatic thing, I had to break that off because my grandpa had that. In fact, recently, I went even deeper into into the same somatic work around raising my prices. You guys would see, if you are watching my business now, everything is what it should be. Every price is the price it should be. All the prices are the prices they should be. I used to be very nice. I'm like, oh no, let's get them for $37 and get them for... No. This is the price. Yes. I did somatic work around that. And that is why I had somebody sign up for my Power Mind yesterday. At my Power Mind, guys. That's my highest level investment next to one-on-one. So even if you're not charging, or you're like, oh, I'm going to raise my price, but then you don't even sell it. Somatics. just saying. So if you feel like you're complete, you can leave now. But if you want to hear about my actual offers that can help you to fast track this, then stick around, because I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk about my Rich Babe MBA. So if you're done here, I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. If you are not done and you're like, okay, I want to hear the things, then come close. We're going to talk about my bootcamp. My Rich Babe Bootcamp, or my Money and Business Academy, my MBA. Yes, projector says, thank you for splitting it up. Yes, exactly. I'm a projector as well. Like, I will split it up. And by the way, I do this because of trial and error. I've tried the others before and I can find myself after like 2 hours, I don't want to be here. Unless I ran and done soca. Yeah, if I run and I like have soca dancing, I'm like a different person. Okay, I'm a different person. The price is now in alignment with the value I offer, and my ancestors want me paid. Exactly. You're meant to be paid. Because remember we talked about being irresistible? There's a person who is a match for the price point. There are buyers at every price point. I've always had people buy my offers. When it was $37, when I was selling $7 thing, $500 thing, $1,000 thing, people bought. When I sold a 3-hour intensive with me for $5K, people bought. When I sold $10K per month private coaching, people bought. People buy at every price point. Okay, they're buyers at every price point. So let me say this. If you are not consistently doing 10 to 20K months, you need to get your ass inside the MBA, the Rich Babe MBA. That's literally simple, solid, done. You need to get your ass, if you are not doing consistent, meaning last month you had 10 to 20K, this month you have 10 to 20K, you already have 10 to 20K lined up for next month. If you're not doing that and you want to be, and you're a spiritual entrepreneur who is also feminine, who is also intuitive, who wants to do it from her soul and does not want to get burnt out, you need to get your ass inside the Rich Babe MBA, Money and Business Academy, my bootcamp. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. Here's why. That is where we do the groundwork. That is where we have somatics. We have something in there called the Prosperity Portal, where I am giving you somatics around the deep inner healing stuff, but there's somatics around activating your voice. So maybe you've been suppressing your voice. We have somatics around activating your voice. Maybe you find that you're in scarcity. There's somatics around the whole scarcity and survival and activating creativity and overflow. There's somatics around that. We have the inner healing around money. We have actually how to make money. Like, because sometimes your business processes are off. So we actually talk about like optimizing it in a way where it's aligned. Maybe your business is not aligned. We have alignment trainings in there to help you to get in alignment. Then we have business building trainings to help you actually build the business. We have money multiplication trainings to help you amplify. One of my clients in there, Alex, she literally made 4x. What she did in November, she made 4x in December. 4x. Could you imagine making 4 times your income the next month? 4x the next month. We have clients coming in there who they literally had $0 the month before joining. They felt this call of like, you need to be in this. They felt nervous. They didn't know like why they're feeling called. They come in, they sign up, and then they're doing $8,444 days for an offer that they were trying to sell for $4,000 that nobody was buying. They more than double the price and have somebody buy and have an $8,400 day. when they made $0 the month before on the $397 investment. What are you talking about? So that's that offer right there. In it, I don't leave any stones unturned, and I also don't give any fluff. I give you the things that shift the game for me, and I give you access to them so you can go in, tap in, tune into what do you actually need to be diving into, and you can just go ahead and shift that. There's the supernatural success principles in there, supernatural next level manifestation. Like I talk about the enchantress effect, where we talk about the quantum field. There's God wants you rich. So if you want to look at the supernatural from that aspect, that's in there. Or maybe you've made the money, but you have nothing to show for it. There's in the green in there as well, where it is literally helping you to manage your money as an entrepreneur so that you are not in lack. Last year when my grandma passed away, may her soul rest in peace, I could take 6 months off, move countries, and still have money coming in every single month because of what I teach inside of In the Green. My business doesn't dictate if I have provision. Do you understand? That's In the Green. So you get access to these programs and you can take them at your own pace. But more than anything else, I open the floor to coach you. I remember the other day somebody typed into because we call it receiving like a rock star. So they come in and they ask their questions. And I remember this when she asked a question and somebody was trying to pick her brain. We shifted it on the same day. And this past week she was able to take her time off to go and have spring break with her kid and not have to worry about people feeling some type of way that she's not responding to them. Complete shift. One of the women in there, she literally, listen, we have this thing called Your Money Breakthrough Now. It's the first audio inside this container. It's the first thing. She listened to the one audio, first one, and woke up to invoices the next day. And next month in April, we are focusing on the theme for the month is sustainability. Like making the money, but how to have it consistently, like consistent income where you can rely on your business for real. Consistent. It's foundation. Even my Power Mind people, they get access to this container. They get access to all the things in the container because it's foundation. There's something called a super boost. There's literally one for every week, or depending on how fast you go, you can listen to one every day and collapse time, quantum leap in a month if you wanted to. It's powerful. But being able to ask you questions and have me coach you and support you, next level. So I'm going to drop the link for that in here. And I want to say this. When you join the Money Bootcamp, aka my Rich Babe MBA Money and Business Academy, you actually, when you join for a year, you get access to a mini intensive with me, valued at $2,500, where I will sit with you, channel with you, make sure your business is in alignment, look at what's off in it, look at whatever internal things need to be worked on, and give you like a deep dive to skyrocket you in the container when you sign up for a year. Now, when you take the monthly enrollment, it's $397 per month. There is a 4-month minimum, okay? Yes, there was a special recently for people who were jumping in within the past few days. If you did not, you missed that special. It is now 4-month minimum. And the reason I make it a 4-month minimum is that I want my people, they want to be there. Like Nikki literally said, this is the longest she's ever been in a membership or in a program. Like, she's never leaving. She literally posted saying like, I'm not leaving. Like, this is the longest I've ever been. She's not leaving. Because when you can pay $397 and make $8,444, like, why would you leave that? Like, and know that you have the support. So even though she's not tapping in every day, you don't have to be in there every day. You can follow your intuition to be in there as often as you need to be. But when you get that support, why wouldn't you stay? So it's $397 a month, but there's a 4-month minimum. If you pay for 6 months upfront, you actually save $500. And if you pay for a year upfront, you actually get that private mini intensive with me. It's powerful because I'm going to channel for you. I'm going to look at what is your intuition, what is your calling, what are you meant to do, what's in the way, and all that stuff. All right, so let me just get the link for that for you, so you can jump in for those of you who are called. and you get instant access straight away. So you could come in today and actually like dive in to the things about intuition. Maybe it's a somatic thing, you know, or go ahead and ask me a question today and I'll be in there like answering, because we have the Rich Babe Rockstar Receiving Like a Rockstar Thread is open right now. It's open today. So that's the Rich Babe MBA. Now, for those of you who you feel as if that sounds good and well, Chanel, but like I really want to do 50K, 80K. I want to get into my multiple six-figure year this year. I want to go bigger. I want to come to Jamaica. I want to go to Miami. I want to be around the top tier level, highest level. You still, it's the same price, so you can still come in. The only difference is that you don't have the minimum time period is no longer waived. So this is why when I say something, just act on it. Don't delay. But I mean, Kiana, to be fair, you wouldn't have just stayed 1 month anyway. Let's be real. You'd have stayed for as long as you want to stay. So still come and join us, because you'd have been there for that amount of time anyway. So you can still come in and join us, because you know you're meant to be there. You know, or maybe you're meant to be in the Power Mind, or both. You know, because the Power Mind people get access to everything. They get access to everything. My Power Mind hotties, they get all my House of Evolution courses, which are very different than the Rich Babe MBA. The Rich Babe MBA, oh, you're grieving. Oh, it's the same price point, the same investment. So you still come in. You'd have stayed that amount of time anyway. So that maybe this was happening for you, so you can say yes to being in for the minimum time, or for the year, or for 6 months. But by the way, I'm sending you so much love with all of that. You know that's our little baby right there, or was our little baby. So yeah. But I will say this, for those of you who you know that you're ready to go bigger, then I would say the fully turned on Power Mind is going to be great for you, because I actually do even deeper coaching. We have makeovers, business makeovers, where we look at your launches, we look at your business model, we look at your stuff, we go even deeper into the inner healing stuff, where you get to come to Jamaica for the retreat, we get to go to Miami for a masterminding day, and it's just all around good vibes. But I'm bringing, and honestly, I've done masterminds before, but this one isn't I've never done anything like this specific one before. It is actually next level, because I'm not the same me. I'm just a different person, and because I'm a different person, I lead this one differently, like very much differently. All right, so I'm gonna drop the link for the fully turned on Power Mind. With the Power Mind, if you have questions, you can go ahead and ask, because I feel like it's one of those things where people sometimes might have questions. You know, maybe you want to like, okay, when's the retreat, or whatever. You can go ahead and ask that. Power Mind is fully turned on. Power Mind, enroll. Let me get that link for you. And I'm just gonna, and by the way, how cute is the page for the fully turned on Power Mind? The banner, so hot. Like, oh, when you're in the fully turned on Power Mind, you get special merch, custom fully turned on custom merch, okay? Very different than the regular Rich Babes. Like, you get the fully turned on merch, like, and you get more things, and like, it's just so fun. And you get everything in the Rich Babe MBA. You get all my courses. You get private, not private, you get mastermind coaching with me. What? When you come to Jamaica, we're going to be on we're going to have boat. We're going to be on the boat. We're going to have photos and like, it's very sexy. It's very, you know, here's the link for the Power Mind. Power Mind is really just a vibe. It's for the people who know that like you want to go bigger and you want a more high touch experience, and you want to just have fun and be fully turned on. Like, we're gonna do the deep inner healing around all the things, but it's really also about that you making more money than ever before. So there's that. So those are the links. What questions do you guys have about what I've shared here today, whether it's the Power Mind or the MBA or the topic of what we talked about today? Like I said, you'll get your workbook in about 2 hours time or so, because I'm gonna send the replay of this to my assistant. She's gonna draft up the workbook, and then we'll email that to you so you can do your homework to come back for tomorrow, because we're building on everything. Okay, so yeah, let me tell you, if you're not like, back to talking about the MBA, the Rich Babe Money and Bootcamp, Money and Business Academy. If you are, like I said, if you're not doing consistent 10 and 20K, just come and join. Like, it is a game changer. I cannot even real. It is literally one of my favorite places on the internet. I am in there daily because I love it so much. Like, I don't need to be in there every day. I literally do not. But I go in there every day because I'm like, oh my God, guys. And in there, there's a lot of behind the scenes. So I'm showing you how to navigate. So for example, say, oh, something's not working the way I thought, and I'm going through my human feelings, or I'm, you know, whatever. I'm showing you how to navigate it, not telling you. I'm showing you how to goddess breakfast and listen to you glorious day so far. And it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Let me see if we go to the heart thing. Yeah, I love that. Do you have any questions? So come join me for the MBA, and especially if you want that mini intensive with me, where we're going to look at, okay, what needs to be happening for you this season? What's your alignment? What are your offers? Like, what are you meant to be selling? Who are you meant to be? What's your impact? What's your movement? What are we doing? That if you, when you join for a year, you get that bonus with me as well. So it's gonna be powerful. It's gonna be good. If you have questions, and for those of you who are already joining and who are in, I can't wait to see you in there, because like I get to coach you. I get to help you make so much money in your business. We get to do the somatic sexy work together, heal all the things that are in the way. I guess you guys don't have any questions. All right, my loves. Ooh, yay, Alicia reshared. Perfect, Alicia, so your entry has been noted. Love that. All right, guys, any questions? If not, I'm gonna wrap up for today, and we'll come back for day 2. Remember, guys, to share. When you share, you get entered to win. When you share, you get entered to win. You can share multiple times. You can share on your stories and tag me, and share on Facebook, and share. The more you share, the more entries you get to win. Okay? So I think that's it. I'll see you guys in a second. And for those of you who, again, want to be in the fully turned on power mind, it is like a call. Like, it is a calling. You know, I signed up for a year with one of my mentors recently, like earlier this month, and I remember just knowing that, like, I'm supposed to be there. Like, it was just a call. I didn't know what was in the offer, like the specifics of how it was gonna work or the bonuses. It was just like, I knew I wanted to be there, and I knew that, like, okay, there's this thing where sometimes you just hear one thing and that one thing shifts you. So she did this training, and she said like one thing, and that one thing kind of like shifted my perspective with how I'm launching my Power Mind. And we had somebody sign up for the Power Mind yesterday. So sometimes you might be looking at all the things that are in there, the bells and the whistles and the stuff, but it's not about the stuff. It's who you are. And sometimes it's that one insight, that one nudge, that one thing that's going to shift you and completely change the game for you. So you're worthy of the shift, because the shift, that one shift, is going to return dividends. Like, that one shift for me is worth $1 million, because this is my 7-figure year. And so it's worth millions to me. And next year is going to be multiple millions, and then multiple, or maybe even this year will be multiple millions. Anything's possible, really. But that one shift, you know, when I think back to my client who, when she came to me, we worked together around her mother wound, the internal stuff around her mother wound. And she had 12K coming in 72 hours, then 36K coming in 10 days. Later on, she went on to do 80K in 20 days, 84K in 20 days. And she's now a multiple 7-figure entrepreneur, featured on the Inc. 5000 list. I think she's 100 and something of the fastest growing companies in the US. But the work I did with her on her mother wound rippled. That was a multi-million-dollar decision, even though it was just one-off investment. So, but again, you have to know that you're gonna back yourself anyway. So when you're the person that backs yourself, you make a return on investment every time. Okay? So, love you to bits. I'll see you soon, and talk to you very, very soon. All right, guys, see you day 2, and look out for the email with the workbook so you can do your homework to come prepared for tomorrow. Bye.